Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. How's everybody doing today? Good? Yeah, awesome. Yay. My name is Tim, and this is Marisa, and we are Embark Learning Center. So quick history of us. We've been in the IT industry for
since the early 2000s.
Yeah, since like 2000. So about 20 years, and I mean, there's a lot that I can talk about, but I'm going to try to make it short as to not ramble on. But we decided at the beginning of this year that we were going to, for certain reasons, we decided that we were going to start our own school. This actually happened before COVID hit, so it's been fun. Opening up a new school during a pandemic has been an interesting experience. We could write a book, but needless to say, we finally got approved. We got open. We've been approved through Texas Workforce Colleges and Education and Texas Workforce Solutions. We are now on the form of eligible training centers in the state of Texas. So really excited about that. So the reason why we decided to open a school is we wanted to help those that were either, we wanted to help those that either had issues with, well, I don't know, I guess without making it sound whatever, there's some people that just aren't cut out for college. I was one of them. I was not a college person. I didn't like college. I decided to do a trade school, much like we run here, and it was a lot easier for me. It was a lot better for me, and I was very successful with it. And so we decided that we were going to try to help people out. We've heard from so many different people about the crushing debt that they're under with college, with the universities, and it's one of those things where I don't know. We just kind of said, "Hey, we're gonna try to help."
Yeah. So we understand the element of student loan debt. You know, we've dealt with it ourselves, and it can be really, really difficult. And so while there are careers that can use a college degree, computers, IT doesn't necessarily fall into that category, just because there's so many employers that prefer certifications. These third-party certifications serve as proof that the person they're looking to hire actually knows what they're doing. And so because of that, we decided that, you know what, we want to do something to be able to help people get into a career without having to spend 4 years in college getting a degree, when chances are in the IT field, the employer is going to want you to get a certification anyway. And so by going this route, it's an alternative option that also reduces the amount of money that you have to pay for just to get your education.
Yeah, this is true. And I'm testament to that. I've been in multiple IT jobs. I've been various different states and countries working IT. And I am the type of person that can actually say, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Because I mean, I wasn't a computer guru when I got into IT. I learned just like everybody else would. I learned how to do IT. I studied, I practiced, I did what had to be done. But you know, ultimately, when it came down to it, it was just persistence. It was just study and learning and getting the certification tests. I have, in the 20 some odd years of IT, I've taught safely several, probably 200-300 people information technology. And I've had people that have been in my classroom in a chair, and they had master's degree in computer science, and they were like, Tim, I can't get a job. I cannot get a job. Nobody's even interviewing me. I helped them get a couple of real basic certifications, and within a few months, they were getting knock on doors by recruiters. And it's because the certifications. If the recruiter doesn't see the certifications, they don't care what degree you have. I mean, honestly, it just, and I hate to say it, and I'm not knocking degrees. I'm not. But in the IT field, certifications are the way to go, and that's where we come in. That's where we can help. So, what do we do? Like,
so with that said, we do have 4 different programs available that we are offering, and to give students options about what they would like to do. And the programs themselves range anywhere from 4 months to 10 months, and by the end of it, they will be ready to get into the IT career field and be a competitive person in the marketplace, because they'll have all of these certifications behind them.
right.
So do you want to go ahead and talk about the different programs that we have?
Yes. So the different level programs, the lowest level, this one takes about 4 months. I call it the lowest level because it is basically you're training to work in the help desk environment. It's our Windows technician. So you're going to be learning Windows, real basic networking. You're going to be getting what's called a Security Plus certification, which is pretty much a certification across the board that just about everybody needs. I believe that comes with it. I'd have to double check that now that I'm talking. But either way, so the Windows technician basically helps you get into a help desk position. Help desk positions are places like Dell Computers, where you're in a call center. You're taking phone calls all day. A lot of people started out that way. I started out that way.
So did I.
Yeah, that's actually how we met.
Yeah.
So, we started out in the call center. We did what we had to do, and next thing you know, we're moving forward, and she went more into a professional development writing, tech writing avenue, and professional writing, and I went more into other avenues of IT. I've done a lot of different avenues, but that's where the Windows technician, it's a good stepping stone. The next program is the desktop support specialist. So as a desktop support specialist, you're more of what's called a field service representative. So you're a field service tech. You're the guy that's going to be going out and guy or gal, excuse me. You're the person that will be going out and helping the customer like face to face. So you might work for a company where you're their IT guy, and if they have a problem with a laptop, a desktop, or printer or something like that, you're going to go and you're going to handle that. The systems administrator is where you really start getting into more of a like higher end administration. That's where you're working for a medium to large size company. You are taking care of their servers, which is, for those of you who are not really familiar with IT, you have your laptop, which you work on individually. You have your desktop computer, which is, what you have at your desk, essentially, if anybody even has desktop computers anymore. And then you have your high-end servers. So the servers, that is the back end. That's where all the applications are running. That's where everything like right now we're using Zoom, and Zoom is doing this through a back-end server somewhere. So for some reason that server dies, we go bye-bye. We go poof. That's where the systems administrator comes in. Also, the systems administrator will get a little bit more hands-on when it comes to networking. So networking, as you know, is communication to other devices and or the internet. So without networking, people can't communicate.
Network engineer also includes cloud technology, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and so the network engineer, this is my baby. This is our USS Enterprise. This is our flagship. The network engineer course is something that I put together after, with all the years of experience that I have on what companies need and what is possible to learn in a short amount of time. So our network engineer course takes an astonishing 10 months to complete. Now, when I say astonishing, I don't mean long-term. I mean short. In 10 months, you're going to learn how to be a network engineer. And this goes from the basic level certification all the way up to a Cisco level certification. which for those of you who are not aware, Cisco is the networking certification, and it's a very sought after certification. It's not easy to get, but it can be with the right training. So with the network engineer course, this is our most expensive, but it is also our, again, our highest level course that we can get. So let me talk a little bit about why this is our flagship. Most of the other institutes in the area offer a certain level. They either don't offer cloud, or they don't offer security, or they don't offer Cisco networking in their program. And their programs will take 7 to 10 months, maybe a little bit longer. And that's fine. But if you really want to reap the most out of a course, then you want something that includes all of that: security, cloud, Cisco. Those are the 3 big keywords in any job search out there. If you have any of this stuff, if you have a cloud certification, if you have a security certification, if you have a Cisco certification, all 3 of those certifications are big hitters. Our course for other schools out there, for the same amount of time and the same amount of cost, you would not get a Cisco certification. You would not get cloud. You would get basic security. To add those extras on would add an additional $6,000 to $10,000 onto the cost of the course, which is what we include for free. For free, it's included. So we're not charging extra for it because
Right, it's part of the tuition.
It's part of the tuition fees, exactly. So when you see our cost, there's no hidden fees. There's no added, there's no extra, I mean, if you want to add something that we decide to bring out later, then, we can discuss that. But as far as like your network engineer, everything is included in that. And the certifications that you can get out of that, if you take all the tests and you pass all the tests, you can earn up to 15 industry standard certifications. Now, that is amazing. No other school comes close to that. The closest is 7. So we have almost double the amount of certifications, and well, actually more than double the amount of certifications that you can earn for the same amount of time and the same amount of cost as everybody else. Now, why can we do that? Because we're a mom and pop organization. It's my wife, it's me. We're doing this. And this is our classroom. So we can fit up to 15 people in here. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's actually pretty large. Just on the other side of those blinds is our hands-on lab. So we have all of our lab equipment. We have servers, we have desktops, we have printers. I actually have like full like large commercial size printer that my students can touch and they can mess with. Again, this is something that schools don't offer. I'm very big on hands-on. I'm very big on, if you can't touch it, then you don't know it. So we have a lot of different equipment. We have Cisco labs, like hands-on Cisco labs, not the virtual Cisco labs, actual hands-on. So that way, if something's not working right, you can see it and put eyes on it and hands on it and fix it. The cable's in the wrong thing. Let's physically move it instead of click, drag, drop. Okay. So we do a lot of physical. We have physical servers. We have physical laptops. We have physical desktops. We have physical printers. We have physical switches and routers and all of this to say, we invest our time, we invest our energy into making sure the student knows what they're doing. It's not just lecture. Now, as part of the curriculum, or I'm sorry, as part of the cost, what we offer is we want to give back as well. So on top of just buying the books, which, I mean, every school will supply you books, right? We're not going to do books. We're going to do ebooks. So to use ebooks, you have to have something to read it. So every single student is going to get a Fire HD. Okay, that's theirs. They get to keep it. That's theirs. It's part of the program. So they get a Fire HD, and then we load all the ebooks onto the Fire HD. So when they start a new class, they get a new ebook. Now, this is for twofold reasons. Number one, let's say they accidentally forget their book, or in this case, their tablet at home. Well, that's okay. They can load it on their desktop and they can still, or their laptop, and they can still see it. And number two, books eventually get old. What are you going to do with them? I mean, you can't really sell them, so you wind up giving them away or throwing them away. And then you have this huge stack of books just sitting in the corner somewhere collecting dust. Why? Tablet, ebook, you can search, you can highlight, and you can do other things with your tablet. I mean, you can check email or do Candy Crush. Now, I talked about a laptop, so you can pull it up on a laptop. That's something else that we offer our students, is that they get a laptop too. They get a laptop so they can do their labs and they can do what they need to do in class. When they're done, they take it with them. So they're going to get a laptop. They're going to get and it's going to be a laptop with an approved operating system on it. So it's not a temporary, because a lot of the schools will use a temporary license. We use real license. So it'll be a laptop with a real license. It'll be a tablet with all the ebooks on it. We're also going to cover one test voucher for each student. So you'll be able to take a test and hopefully you'll pass it first time out. Not to say that you will, definitely, but you know, some people will fail the first time, and unfortunately at that point we'll have to try to help you purchase another one later on. So yes, I'm sorry, am I rambling?
No, it's fine. No, I was just going to mention, someone else had asked about whether or not tests were covered as part of it. That was one of the questions that was asked. And just to make sure that everybody saw that information, that yeah, the tuition and fees do cover a voucher per exam. And as we will also be making sure that we do in-house assessments to give to give our students the best chance of passing the test when they go and take them for the actual certification.
Yes, absolutely. So I have seen both sides of it, where we give a test voucher to a student and say, okay, you know, don't schedule a test until we tell you that you're ready to schedule it. They schedule it anyway, they take it, they fail it. And then they come back and they're like, well, I want another test voucher. And it's like, well, we asked you not to schedule a test until we felt you were ready. And then I also felt we don't give you a test voucher until we feel you're ready. And then once you're ready, then we'll give you the test voucher. That way you don't, you know, get really excited one day and do that. So that's kind of, it seems to work a lot better that way. And I hate doing that really, but unfortunately it's the lesser of two evils. So with that said, you have to make sure that you pass all internal evaluated tests and pass them with flying colors before we're going to be okay just handing over a voucher. Mainly because we want to see you succeed. That's the purpose of this program, is to see you succeed. If you fail, we fail. It's as simple as that. Yes, the first, as Marisa said, the first test voucher for every test will be included in the cost of the price. If they fail it, then that would have to be an additional charge that they would have to cover later. But we strongly encourage that they follow our program. We strongly encourage that they don't take the test until they're absolutely ready, because these tests, well, they're expensive. They can range up to $300 per test. So it is not cheap to take these tests. Okay, so we talked about test vouchers, we talked about books, we talked about the laptop, we talked about the fire. The other two things that they're going to get is a tool bag. Now, I'm not talking about a $10, $15 tool bag that has a couple little screwdrivers. I'm talking about 180 plus tools in a toolkit, like an actual real honest to goodness toolkit. And then they're also going to get a networking kit as well. So the networking kit is going to have all the tools and the testing equipment that they need to be able to make the network cables, because that's part of the program, is to be able to make your own network cable. I don't know how many times I didn't have a network cable, but I had the parts to a network cable and I had to put them together, test them, make sure that it worked. So
there is a question that, yes. Okay, so it says, what does the training schedule look like?
Okay, so we have, it's basically 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. So it's Monday through Friday. And our class schedules, so I figure we'll probably start with night classes, and then, you know, if anybody needs day and morning classes, we can certainly do that. But essentially, morning classes would be from 9 a.m. to 1. Afternoon class would be 1:30 to 4:30, and then the evening class. I'm sorry, that's what I said, 1:30 to 5:30. And then evening class will probably be 6 to 10. If I don't have a day class, I can, you know, we can certainly move it to 5:30 to 9:30 if the students feel that that's a better option for them. So I want to make it easy on the students. You know, they need to be able to support themselves while taking the course. So we want to make sure that they have the ability to get a job and keep a job while attending school as well. So again, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. The courses are anywhere from 4 to 10 months. And we do take holidays off, of course, and mixed in with the course, it's not just constant go, 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 go. I actually have several days for each course, for each section. I have several days for nothing but study time, lab time, catch-up time, discussion time. So it's not just a constant go. I try to put like little mini breaks in between to make that work. So
there was another question that asked whether or not we will be offering or having virtual sessions or virtual training.
So because I like to do a lot of hands-on, I prefer to do in person, but I could make it a hybrid where if you have to do like hands-on stuff, then you can come in the class and we can schedule like, you know, if somebody's really concerned about being around other people and whatnot. They don't want to be in a class environment. We could absolutely work on that. So the majority of it could be done over Zoom. So just set up the camera and just, you know, we can talk and everything will be fine. And then if you want to do a hands-on, we can always schedule that in later. Again, that's the good part about being a mom and pop. You know, we can figure it out. So
yeah, we're willing to work with whoever we can.
Yeah.
One of the other things that's also part of the curriculum that is built in has to do with professional development. So all of the students that come through will also learn how to create resumes that work for the IT industry. You know, for the people that are here, especially if you work with other students, you're going to realize that different industries tend to prefer different formats for resumes. And in the IT industry, that's a really, really important thing to consider when you're creating these resumes that you're going to send out to these companies. So that's part of our course, that's part of our curriculum. Additionally, they're also going to learn how to do things like technical writing, because again, that's another skill set that tends to be lacking in the IT industry for a lot of people. So it's an important skill to learn too along the way. And then we will also be working with students on soft skills like interview skills to say, okay, what should you expect in an interview when you're going in for an IT interview? You know, there's a lot there that we, just from experience, because of what we've been through, we know is important to include.
Yes. Yeah. Interview. I've had multiple interviews in my life, and I always joke about this one particular interview. I was called to interview for a specific virtual position, and the recruiter was like, you know, okay, I'm going to go ahead and set it up and I'll let you know. And I said, okay, great. So they tell me, okay, they're going to call you on this date at this time. I said, okay, no problem. I'll be ready. So I received the phone call and I get on the line and they're like, you know, hey, my name is so-and-so and my name is so-and-so. And, you know, we were told to call you and interview you for a different, instead of a virtual, it was what's called a Windows Server position. And I was like, I thought I was interviewing for a virtual. And they're like, I don't know. We were just told to call you and interview for this one. I said, okay, cool, no problem. And they said, well, here's the problem. We don't know anything about that technology, so we're just going to talk. I said, okay. So we wound up talking about things and just, you know, whatever. So the interview they never asked me anything technical. Next thing I know, the next day I get a phone call saying, hey, we want to hire you for this other position. I never even applied for, nor did I interview for. So it's just in the IT field, you never know what's going to happen. I always thought
there's a lot of fluidity involved in being in the IT field.
Yeah, I always thought that I was going to be like that hacker that was going to be hacking into people's stuff, and I was going to, do whatever, spy stuff, and I was going to go join the FBI and all kinds of stuff. That didn't happen. So I went, I guess, where I was meant to go, and that's the way, that's what happened. And so here I am today, and the rest is history. So we have a few more minutes. Is there anything that we missed? I think
no, I don't think there's anything that we missed. We do have another session at 1 o'clock, and at 1 o'clock we're going to be talking more about some other things that we offer as far as
we're going to talk about costs. We're going to talk
we're going to talk about fees. We're going to talk about the financial assistance that's available for students that choose to attend. And that's the kind of information that we'll be covering at our 1 o'clock session.
Yeah, and current scholarships that we're currently running right now, or discounted scholarships, discounted fees, whatever you want to call them.
Right. It's because we're all experiencing the pandemic on some level, and so we've taken a lot of that into consideration for some of the financial assistance options that we're going to be discussing at our 1 o'clock session as far as that goes.
Yeah, and our goal, and honestly, I hate to say it, but this we couldn't have opened at a better time. Our goal is to help people in need, and during the pandemic, that's when people need help the most. So we drastically discounted all of our tuitions for COVID-19.
For people that lost jobs.
Thank you.
And current high school students, recent high school graduates, graduates within the past year or so.
Yeah.
Because we want them to be able to
succeed
and find a foothold somewhere when everything is so uncertain right now.
Yeah, I wish that this was an option for me when I got out of school. Unfortunately, I just went right into the career field, and I started working, fast food jobs, and that's what I did. And so it was rough for me. I don't want to see our future generation go through that. So, we've also offered some steep discounts for that. And then finally, I tell people, don't let your
current income impact your future income.
Yes, don't let your current income impact your future income. Don't worry about the cost. We'll work with you. We'll figure something out. We'll make it happen. So
there are a couple more questions in the chat box.
Yes, I'm getting to that right now.
Okay, I just wanted to do it before you ran out of time.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. So how do you know if a person is a good fit for your program? The best thing to do for that is to have them actually contact us, and we'll discuss it with them. We'll talk to them about what's available, what their options are, and let them know what they can expect. That way they go into it fully aware, and that way we can make sure that we can make the program work for them if it's going to be a good fit for them. And then the next question is the recording, will it be available within the booth to download and review later? Yes, we will have the recording for this available as soon as we get done and we end our session. We'll have a recording probably within.
I'll put it up on our YouTube channel. So if you click on our links, you'll see YouTube, and I'll put it out there for you. So. I want to touch base on the previous question. How do you know if a person is a good fit? I have trained people that have never used a computer in their life, literally have never used a computer. They just came over here from another country. They spoke enough English to get by, didn't know the first thing about computers, and I helped them. And I worked with people, again, that had master's degree in computer science.
Right, so it is possible to come into this without any prior experience or knowledge.
Yeah, and really the biggest thing is as long as there's an understanding that it is fast paced. You might feel overwhelmed at first, but don't worry, don't fret, don't fear. It will all make sense later on down the road. I mean, I'm sure every one of you on this has been in a situation where you're trying to learn something and somebody's teaching it, and it's just like, okay, I can't keep up. I'm not going to get this. This is not for me. And then all of a sudden it's just like, bing. Oh, got it. That's what's going to happen here. So I tell students, don't worry. I know it's gonna seem fearful at first, but
we'll get
I'm
there.
here to help you. Okay. For me, the 4 hours is a guideline. I won't go over 4 hours with the class, but I will absolutely go over 4 hours with you. If you need to sit here for an extra 2 hours, just be like, okay, can you run through this again with me? Fine. I don't care. This is my primary job. This is all I do. So I don't care.
Right. So our time is your time.
Yes. Okay. So we're
All
1
right.
minute over.
Yeah, we're 1 minute over. So let's see. We work with customers with disabilities. Do you have accommodations for different learning disabilities?
Can we take that offline and discuss? Because I don't know when you say disabilities. Yeah, there's so many different. So yeah, we can accommodate. Just to understand that, I mean, we're not trained. Like how would we?
So we aren't necessarily trained to handle different learning disabilities, but that's not to say that we're not willing to make accommodations.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, I will certainly do my best.
Right. So it really depends on the learning disabilities as far as what we can do. So if someone, like, let's say there's someone that needs some extra time because that's just the way that they function, then that goes back to Tim's willing to work with whoever needs that extra assistance. If it's someone who is, let's say, dyslexic, then it could be something that's made more audio for them. You know, in testing centers, there are accommodations in testing centers for people that have disabilities too, so they can still take the exams. It's similar to the way school districts function as far as making accommodations for going in and taking any exam, the STAR exam, whatever the current exam is. And so the testing centers work the same way. That way, those needs can be met. So depending on the disability, depending on the learning disability, we are willing to work with whatever it is that we need to accommodate.
Yeah, one of the things that Marisa and I also do is we're really big in homeschool. We're really big in scouting. We are scout leaders, so Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts. We do homeschooling, and we deal a lot with children with disabilities as well. And so, you know, we've learned to be patient and accommodating as best as we can. So, I mean, bottom line is, I mean, if you're willing to work with us, we're willing to work with you, and we're willing to work with them. And, you know, I don't care who they are. If they want to learn, then I'm going to teach them. We'll figure it out. So
yeah, even if it takes a little bit longer, we'll still make it work.
Yeah, that's fine. One of the options that we do offer is once you take the course, you can take the course again for up to a year. So I mean, if they take the course and they're like, well, I need to sit back in on this, they're welcome to sit back in. That's not a problem. So did we answer the question? Is that what you guys were looking for?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, great. All right, awesome. Then let's go ahead and call it for now, and we'll see everyone back later around 1 o'clock for our next session.
Can you please type in your contact information into the chat so that we can get a hold of you, or people who are in can get a hold of you?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Okay, so let's see. Phone.
13306. Yes. Yeah, I remember.
Okay, and email. Do you want to use info?
Yeah, info is fine.
Okay, and then. All right, I think that is all of our contact information there in the chat. And then if anybody needs anything else, feel free to reach out to us, send us an email, give us a call, visit our website, and you can fill out a form on our website. And we'll be happy to get back to you with any questions, answer any questions you might have.
Yeah, and I'll try to have this video downloaded or uploaded to YouTube within the hour or less.
All right.
We'll make sure it's uploaded to the EVF as well. I'll pass along that information and we will get it squared away. Thank y'all so much.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
absolutely. Thank
you
you.
guys.